Nice.
Nice.
Okay, I think I have the recording going. It's just gonna be a butt if I have to do any reloading.
Not a rogue. I lots of D6s.
What'd you say, Rashna?
My internet's just been acting up for the past week, so I'm not holding.
Understand that.
Okay, campaigns. View campaign. Yay. Okay. Now here's that thing I was supposed to print out that I didn't print out. Make sure
Printers are for suckers too.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Alright, but we are recording. Hurrah. If everyone would like to introduce themselves, if you want to, just what you want to be called, pronouns, links and stuff.
To each other, or are we doing it to the recording?
To the recording.
Oh.
Yes. We'll start.
I guess you could talk. Who goes first?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the list on where everybody is on my little video display. Starting with me. Hi, I'm Casey, the DM. She, they. Lindsay, go.
You spoiled her name!
Honor.
Spoilers!
Yeah, spoiler alert. I'm Lindsay. She, her. For me, not for my character.
Noted.
Alright. Rashna.
Alright, so I'm Rashna. I'm she, they.
I really should have done like the secret order so people could have just
Yeah.
Going on the order in the sidebar, I was like,
Yeah.
Here, I'll do it this way. The secret thing that is it picking it up? It is picking it up. Fuck.
We've got 2 people left.
Yeah.
2 people.
Yeah.
I'll just go. I'm Olivia.
Okay.
Her.
My God.
Let's
make it complicated.
Yes.
I'm Phi, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Phi. So what are the alcoholic pronouns?
Okay.
She, her, hers, they, them, there.
Okay.
Alright.
Also, what the fuck?
We're recording, we are introduced. If anybody has a link they want to put up for shit posting or selling of leather goods, I could put that in post.
Okay. Noted.
Is everyone connected? Can everyone hear me? Sound check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
You're good.
Okay. Alright. First campaign in this world, my second ever DMing. I'm excited. Are you excited?
Much excited.
Much excited. Okay. Are we ready? Let's go.
Yes.
No, I've been sitting here for 25 minutes. Not ready at all.
Alright, salty, I
Let's
get
check in. Let's check in.
Welcome to Saol! A continent split by a turbulent sea where culture and trade are regulated and defined by 4 large port cities along the east and west twins, known as the Prime Seats. Each of these cities serves as the main center of commerce and culture for the kingdoms that border them, run by a sitting council of local lords and kings that meet once a year to discuss debts, settle disputes, and strengthen alliances. Magic runs deep through Saol, but the wilder arts have slowly receded further and further into the wilderness as the Prime Seat and the Nine spread their influences deeper into the kingdoms. As the power of the wild has shrunk, that of more civilized schools of wizardry has grown. Arcane gifts crop up less and less among the common folk as their options to hone the craft have become rarer and harder to reach. Even so, magic remains. The touch of the Feywood can still be seen by unwitting travelers wandering too far from the edge of the road. The sea over which the main trade routes run is home to many creatures. Vicious serpents and hungry kraken spend their summers slumbering in the depths and their winters preying upon what merchant ships or trailing pirates are foolish enough to brave the waters. While the seaside kingdoms, different as they are, all share little quirks of currency, commerce, and language, the smaller inland territories and those facing the outer edges of the Twins hold still to older traditions than the Prime Seat and their Holy Nine, worshipping vastly varying gods and concerning themselves with their own affairs rather than that of the politics of the Middle Sea coasts. Peace between them is tenuous, and bitter skirmishes over farmland are wont to break out throughout the region in difficult years. Life in the north is just as chaotic, tensions still high from vicious warring between nobles and lords still vying for the throne of what had once been the 5th prime seat, in the vacuum left by the poorly conceived coup nearly 2 decades ago. We are starting in the Middle Marsh. It's a large region of marshy, swampy land that stretches up the inside of the East Twin in a foresty area touching the bottom of the northernmost prime seat. Move you guys over there. Move me over there. The foresty area we're starting at is known as the Shog Marsh. The seat, cut by its rivers into 3 kingdoms of... Wow, I can't even pronounce my own stuff. Nilodirnas, Geard, and Doldirna, is ruled from its capital of Abenhold. It's a province plagued by political squabbling, criminal influence, and a growing number of strange creatures venturing from their wetland woods into the smaller, unprotected villages from the main roads. We start tonight in Corsford. It's a fair-sized town along the river Afon, where the main road from Nilodirnas crosses into Geard, and one of the only places in this part of the region where the ground was solid enough to build. Even so, portions of the town still stick out into the marsh from the growth it's seen over the years, some areas changing muddy streets for stone-strengthened canals where small boats move along the murky waters throughout the early hours and the evening. It is now the season of Hydref, the harvest. With the worst of the summer months behind you, the humid air is, to an extent, much more breathable, at least to everyone but me. The biting insects that swarm over marsh-eaten... the biting insects that swarm over the marsh, eaten down a bit by the wildlife, and the town, as merchants, performers, and travelers from all over the province, much more crowded. It is the first day of... It's the first day of Kenefel, the festival of the harvests, and the streets are bustling. Less measured descriptors, I'm sure, are going through the mind of one traveler as they make their way back to town from a venture out into the marsh. A few hours past checkout, and the innkeeper at the Green Barrel went ahead and rented out their room from beneath them before they could make any re-up on their payment for another night. Kind of a shit move, since most every inn or tavern room is full by now, certainly the comfier joints in the solid ground areas of the city. The last to fill up, a lopsided little inn hugging the edge of canal, is the Mossy Bench, with greenish-gray draping moss forming a furry layer over the shingles and even hanging from its rafters inside. It kind of looks the name as you go inside. Lindsay, care to describe yourself? You are muted.
Sorry, it was my mic muted. I sometimes mute my mic instead of my mic.
Good job.
So, my character is, you wouldn't really be sure what gender this person is. In some lighting, they look more masculine, but in other lighting, they look more feminine. They are currently wearing masculine clothes. But they do appear to have a touch of makeup. They have really curly, thick black hair that is cut off at the nape of the neck, but is like longer in front, so there's like a nice lock that falls in front of their face. They are wearing very stylish blacks and dark blues and dark greens. The clothes look noble. They are of tall height for a human woman and short height for a human male. So somewhere in between, they do appear human. They have brown skin and many, many, many earrings through each ear, like all running up and down the cartilage as well. So much so that it seems to be more metal, really, than ear left.
All right.
And that's them.
All right. So yeah, as you come into the inn, you can see it's fairly busy. Not as busy as places you've looked previously on your way trying to find somewhere to spend the night. You can see a couple of guards sitting at the tables across the L bar that crosses the center. A couple more commoners sitting, like just general townsfolk. There is a very tall woman behind the bar, a half-orc woman, very tall, very strong built, wearing a simple, comfortable blue dress, her dark hair pulled up, graying a bit at the temples, pulled back into a severe knot at the back of her head. She seems to be the, as you sit and watch from it, she seems to be the person who runs this place, is the couple of servers running around, similar blue dresses, but a lot finer material, a lot less worn, come up, get their instructions from her before running off to get orders from the tables. Tables are almost full with a couple of extra seats here and there. As she notices you come in, the half-orc woman is going to wave, go like, just find yourself a seat. We're doing community seating now. Just pick an empty chair and get to know your neighbors, and then goes back to her work without paying you any mind. And you, upon looking around, you see an empty spot by... on the left side of the map here. Is a lot more crowded than my assets have, but you see there is empty place near a couple of a very actively talking group. We lost a person, so I will pause.
Can I ask a question while we're paused?
You can ask a question while we're paused.
Is this place pretty run down looking? Is this like a lower end?
It's a solid medium end. It's not the poorest place you've ever been, but it is definitely not the highest quality. In fact, there's a consistent smell of, every now and then when the smell of food wafts by, there's a small instance where you can smell like that is mildew and mold because the canal is right there on the other side of the wall.
The bench is indeed mossy.
Yes. The rafters are indeed mossy. The benches have been worn down by so many butts and seats that the moss does not get to grow. Where was I? Empty seats.
Seats.
We answered the question that while the rafters are indeed mossy, the benches are not.
Yeah.
So...
That's false advertising.
Okay.
So is that my cue, or do you have more?
I was gonna say, if as you look around places, you were instructed to find an empty seat. It's community seating, so basically sit where there's space and get to know strangers. There are a couple seats by a table over here where it looks like there's a group of friends talking back and forth with each other, and a seat here by both like a couple of guards. The only other seats are at a corner table here, still not quite filled up because there's a door that's not on the map here that opens and closes. Okay. You can see it kind of bump this corner a bit, and at this table, a as of yet sleepy, looks not awake Dragonborn, which is an interesting sight in this parts, but not unheard of. And at the very opposite side of the table, another very private seeming person here in Liv and Phoebes, if you wanted to in turn describe yourselves real quick before we resume.
Blue Dragonborn. His plate hide is a very deep indigo, and his ridged horns are black, thick and heavy. They curve around his long ears like ram's horns. He's at the young start of his middle years, is broad-shouldered and tall. You can tell he's big. Obviously, he's sitting, so you can't see that, but... attire is simple. His chest is bare right now. He wears a leather wrap around his waist, falling down around his knees, with high slits at the hips and at the rear for his tail. Over his waist wrap, he wears several layers of furs. Across his back, he's got a great axe, and at his hips, he's got 2 small hand axes. Right now, he's got his tankard in his hand, but normally he clips it on his belt. He wears no footwear, but has thick leather straps that he wraps around his ankles and the pads of his feet, with his claws left free, and his hands are wrapped in a similar fashion, with some furs and leathers around, like his bracers. He is very well adorned with ornaments. His long ears have several silver hoops, and his clawed fingers have rings all over them with varying metals, stones, and different materials. He does have a bronze cuff on his tail, which is pretty shiny and catches the eye. He wears a lot of necklaces. They look like a variation of clan totems, maybe some luck charms, things like that. He also wears several cuffs around his horns, and he has a leather cord around his, I guess this would be his left horn that has a very small but very intricate medallion made of wood and wire in the likeness of a tree over a really shimmering base of abalone shell. So, that is Tyr.
And my character is Rhiannon. She's fully clad in thick leather armor, leather gloves, leather boots. Nothing flashy, except for the fact that she seems to be carrying a lot of weapons. She seems to be ready for a fight. With a belt with several daggers in it, a rapier at her side, a bow and quiver slung over her shoulder at the moment. Actually, it's fun. By the way, children, quivers were not worn on the back. That's just
This is true.
But, she's fair-skinned. She has shoulder-length, messy black hair with different colored wooden beads in it. Just, it's a mess. And seems to be mostly focusing on her food at the moment. I'm sorry, I'm not as good at describing things.
That's great. Sorry, did you define what race she is, or did I miss that?
Seems human.
Seems human.
All right, so where shall we sit?
Well, first off, when they walk in, they kind of go, "Well, I see it's not as busy as the rest." Because it's such a lovely establishment when he sees the orc woman. "My handsome woman, I'm actually here for a room. It seems no one else in town has them. But I might partake in your festivities here quite shortly."
You're probably going to have to do that before I can get you a room. We do have a few free, but my hands are a little full at the moment. Just going to gesture to a row of tankards waiting to be filled. If you find a spot to sit, someone will get your order, and then we'll get you set up with the room shortly. And she turns around
Well, is there a way I can reserve a room? I just don't want to be left out in the cold this evening.
Give me a silver, and I'll make sure that we have a bed open.
I slide 2 silver to her.
She takes both of them and then slides you a tankard as she walks away.
You, my dear woman, I knew you would be reasonable. And I'll get up. I'll kind of saunter over to the seat next to the Dragonborn. Because that's not a sight you see every day. Seat taken.
Are you asking?
Yes, that's why I asked a question.
And All right. Didn't much sound like a question, but that's fair. Just it's not taken. It's taken now. If that's what you mean, because you're sitting in it. So sure, it's taken now, and you can have it. It's your seat.
Thank you. And I'll sit down with my tankard. You're a talkative bunch, aren't you? I'm Salazar, but you can call me Sal.
Sal. Sure. Tyrenan. You from around these parts?
No, definitely not.
Traveling through for the festival?
Yes, you could say that.
Any particular reason why?
Because it's fun.
It's fair. That's what festivals are for, so yeah, that's fair. Don't know her story. She hasn't talked to any at all.
I've been looking intently and listening intently, nodding my head without saying it. Look around. Oh, I'm Rhiannon. I'm from around here.
You are from around here?
Well, I just got back from work, and there was the festival, so I felt like taking off for a bit.
Nice. Very good.
What work do you do?
Welcome home, then.
Salazar asked a question.
What sort of work do you do?
Oh, I track people down.
In a creepy sort of way, or are you a bounty hunter?
Bounty hunter.
Very good.
Well,
Give a
she
very
wouldn't
approving
answer in a
nod.
creepy sort of way. You gave her an out.
Oh, you know.
I want an insight check. Is she like in a creepy sort of way, or is she? It's not very good. Let me add that out. 8.
8.
That's because I was using the wrong dice. 8, my dear friend.
My deception is shit, so I'm not gonna even say that you can't see through me. From what you can tell, it's not in a creepy sort of way, at least she doesn't think so. It's just that she's bad at words, so it came out that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I told you, I got a good sense for when someone's creepy about that sort of shit. He's very straightforward
Well,
about
you
it.
were the one who asked.
I did ask, but she gave an answer and I knew it was honest. That's all I'm saying. Anyway.
Should I keep talking about myself? Or
I'm sure. If you got anything, you said you just came back from a job. What sort of job was it?
I needed to get someone from needed to hunt someone from all the way across to the other kingdom that's hard to pronounce because I didn't pay attention enough at the beginning of this.
So it was quite a lengthy job then.
Yeah, I've been out for a few months.
Sure you're glad to be home.
No, this isn't necessarily home, but it's familiar, so yeah. What about you two? What do you guys do for a living?
I'm a ship escort. Just came in, actually escorted a crew inland with a shipment for the festival here. Got a bunch of ale from the north and some smoked salmon. Everyone's got to have the good food and the good ale for a good celebration, you know.
As you are discussing the topic of food and ale, one of the servers sweeps over very quickly. She's like, did I get to everybody over here? I'm sorry. There's so many people. Did you need a refill? She's gonna point it to her. She's like, do you need another one? Do you need food?
Yes, actually I do.
Yes. What's
A refill for me, love.
Yes, I'll get one refill. What do you need?
Does anyone around me have food already?
I've probably got empty plates. Probably already ate.
I did tables that I can see in the general vicinity.
Yes. If you look around, you can see that there's a couple tables with food. It looks like standard fare, as there's some stew, smells fishy. Then sorry, fishy stew, and then there's a it's general breads, sausage. There's certain foods. I mean, it's you get a general idea. Like, this is pretty basic town fare, nothing fancy.
We'll point at something that's not fishy. I'll have what they're having. Thank you, dear.
She looks over. Is like, yes, sorry. And are you, ma'am? Do you have enough? And she's gonna gesture at Rhiannon.
I'm fine. I'll just, I'm fine with what I feel.
All right. And as she is walking away to go get your orders, another few people come into the tavern. A couple walk in and walk back out when they see how crowded it is.
Yeah, crowded.
Shut up.
Not the dirt in the plates at all. The crowd that they're walking up.
As among the group is there's a couple of figures that look definitely travels from further away. Particularly a couple of elves come in. They're dressed in, they're not, Rhiannon, you would be familiar more with the wood elves that are more they're in their like greener to pale foresty tones such, but you see a couple of elves come in, very warm colors, very bright, flashes of gold. And Tintlet, would you like to introduce and describe yourself?
Yes, so Tintlet is a desert elf bard. She's got long dark hair that's braided up into a very elaborate hairstyle that does kind of look like it's been slept in. She's wearing very brightly colored clothing with just dangly little bells and that kind of thing hanging off that look very flashy, but if you get closer you kind of start to realize it's not real. And she also has large earrings that are much the same.
Oh, right. As you come in and see how hard it is, without really looking up, the half-orc woman behind the bar, she's like, just pick us spots, we'll get your order, and then keeps working. So as you look around, by now, the empty places by the guards and the group of friends in the corner have filled, so what's left is the empty table that the door keeps hitting, and the Dragonborn table, which would be the most striking thing that you would have noticed.
I make a beeline for the Dragonborn table.
Right, I'm gonna reload Roll20 real fast because it said my connection was interrupted.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Reloading it real fast. Okay. Luckily, the window stays the same, so I don't have to fix the recorder. Yay! Okay. So, new person has joined the table. What do we do?
Hello there. I'll greet her. She's got shinies, so he's interested.
Hello.
Come have a seat and join us. We're all just getting to know each other. I'm Tyr, this is Saol, this is Rhiannon, you said, right?
Yeah, it's Rhea.
Excellent, and what might your name be?
I'm Tintlet, dancer extraordinaire of the Southern Troop of Elves.
Well, I'm guessing I've got a pretty good idea of why you're here then,
Indeed, I'm a performer.
Excellent. Glad to hear.
So, Rhiannon,
Yeah.
you are possibly the most timid bounty hunter I've ever met. If you don't mind me saying.
Oh, this is only in social situations. I'm different while fighting.
That sounds a bit scary.
Okay.
I've been told that.
Respect. Respect it.
Just 1,000 yards there while.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad I sat at this table because I love awkward silences. This is great.
Clearly.
It's not silent. Tintlet's outfit is making a lot of noise.
You'll be strangely distracted by that. Just... the jingles.
And she's kind of doing it a little on purpose, just to be fun.
That's great.
Do all Dragonborns like gold and things?
Sure. Yeah, that's a... I mean, some would consider that a little bit of a racist assumption, but no, that's probably pretty true.
Convenient because I also love golden things, and I make even more noise somehow.
The shiny things, we like the shiny things. We also like music, and then the little jingly chimes. That's very pleasant. Don't you agree? It's just very pleasant.
What kind of person?
So, Sal, you said that you're not specifically here for the festival, but you're staying for the festival. Were you passing through before, or at another matter?
Oh, me. No, just wandering right now.
The Wanderer. Fair enough. Where are you from originally, then?
Oh, I'm from Port Anjara to the south.
The south. Very good.
I know you're from the north, but that's quite a vast swath of land. Is there, anywhere more specific?
Port Caramure. Sorta in that canyon region there. It's a small little port, modest, but, you know, we get by.
Is that in the snowy bits or the people killing each other bits?
Both. Getting better about the people killing each other bit, though, so, you know, we've kind of dealt with that side of things. It's slightly more civil out there now. But, yeah. Used to be that way. Kind of sorta at the base
Sounds
of the
like a
mountain,
great
so we get
vacation
some
spot.
snow. Oh, it's lovely! If you go especially in the dead of winter, if you like snow, it's great. Summer's alright, but just, you know, be prepared to deal with the storms. Storms are rough.
I'm sure the skiing is top notch.
Oh, aye. Yes, very good skiing. Just quite the hell of a hike to get up there for that, but, you know. We're okay with that. It's worth it. It's the ice baths that are the best, though. That's the fun part.
Tintlet had a question.
Sounds great.
Oh, sorry.
That's skiing.
Skiing. You get these great big long wooden posts, you strap them to your feet, and you just go shooting down the mountainside. It's grand. So you know, you run the risk of a few broken bones, but it's totally worth it.
Has anyone ever just done it with one extra wide post?
Well, most... If I'm thinking about what you're thinking, but most would call that sledding. Are you thinking like a single
but standing
ski?
like on a sled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, my brother did that once, and it did not go well. Broke his tail. Very bad. webcam's fucking up.
Tail. Yep.
Did you forget we Dragonborn got tail there for a moment?
Well, it would be racist to assume.
Yeah. Fine. I'll give you that one. Anyway,
We definitely need more alcohol.
I'm working on mine. It's
I wait for the barmaid.
Tintlet, I'm guessing you're from out east, son? You, don't look like you're local anyway.
No, I'm from the Forsaken Wastelands to the south.
Well, that sounds exotic.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. Forsaken Wastelands, though. That sounds harsh.
Well, now I'm here, so it doesn't even matter. So tell me more about skiing. Is it real?
It's real. Actually, I bet you could do that on sand, too. Sand and snow, they got some similarities.
Tintlet has never seen snow, and she's just, leaning so close and just eating this all up.
It's like very, very cold sand. It's wet.
Sand.
But it's made of water.
It's not rough and
Right.
coarse, but it does get everywhere.
Oh god!
Yeah, it's not
But
right.
it,
Yes.
but it does melt.
Yes.
Oh, that one hurt me right here.
So it's no longer there.
Yes.
She definitely thinks you guys are kind of making fun of her a little.
I swear it's a thing. Promise you. Dragonborn are creatures of our word, and I'm telling you, it's real.
She makes a mental note to ask the troop to head even further north because she's got to see this now.
As Salazar waved for the bartender, she swept by. She's like, "What? Just a moment," and she went and she got the order that you have been waiting on and brought it out. So, was there anything else that you needed? Or were you just impatient? I'm sorry, it's very busy.
Refills,
I'm sorry, what?
please. Refills.
Right. She starts
Tintlet was
collecting.
also going to order a drink.
She starts reaching for tankards to take up to the counter the refill.
Something strong, please.
Strong how? You do have to be specific.
What do you mean how?
I mean, do you want strong as in the taste? Do you want strong as in you're not going to be able to go to the market later when the festivities starts? What's strong how?
More strong as in we are four strangers sitting at a table and we need something to loosen our tongues and make us feel a little bit more comfortable.
Speak for
around each
yourself.
other.
Tintlet and I are having a grand time over here. There's already several drinks in, he's he's already at that point. He's fine.
I gotcha. And she goes and gets around and brings it back. And Tyr, if you're on your third or fourth drink, I'm gonna ask you to make a Constitution save.
Oh, all right.
You can do that directly from the D&D Beyond tab. Just click on the saving throw link, or you could. I will put at least for ability checks in Roll20 for next week.
Well, a 7.
A 7.
That's rough, buddy.
He's here to have a good time. He doesn't care.
All right, you are not quite plastered, beyond belief yet. However, if for an hour, because you are inebriated, it's like if things are starting to have an interesting little extra layer around them.
Got that nice little glow
yes.
and haze.
For an hour, you will have disadvantage on physical ability checks.
Great. You're drunk. He's on vacation, man.
What time of day is it?
It
I want to know
is
how.
It is.
Like, are we day drinking right now?
You are afternoon drinking, so yes. But that's acceptable here.
It's a festival, guys!
Yeah. It's like
Tintlet is not
Oktoberfest.
drinking.
Basically.
She's performing.
Alright, so the Dragonborn is now drunk. Tintlet, you get your first drink, and she's gonna ask you, she's like, is there anything you wanted to eat, dear? I didn't see you first when I came over the last time.
No, I'm good, thank you.
If you're sure, and she's gonna walk away.
Gotta fit into that outfit, so.
So when are you performing?
Oh, around 9 tonight, and tomorrow night, and maybe the night after, but we'll see.
I'll have to make note of being present for that.
Plenty of opportunities. So, what performances are you guys looking forward to?
Just here for all of it.
I mostly come for the food.
Food.
I was here to get shit-faced.
Can't go wrong
You
with
and
that.
me both.
Alright, as you tuck into what for a couple of you is your second or more than that round. Tintlet is your first. The doors open and shut again. A couple more travelers, they head directly up to their rooms. But also a small boy comes running in. As he passes by your table, you can tell that he is of orc blood, but not nearly as strong as as soon as he runs in, running, Mom, runs right up to the counter, his mother. He's sitting up on the counter, just like hands on it, just like, Mom, you could. I saw the hag. I just waiting out there, all naked, and she's gonna turn around, and he is not trying to be quiet. So you do hear that she's gonna turn around and wave him down. It's like, yes. And before this, you swore that the bushes were moving, and adamantly he's like, no, a guard saw something too. I'm not making it up. And she just starts yelling about, there are no fairies this close to town. That's enough from you, and kind of leads him into the back. And then there's like a little lull as everybody just like very awkward, as in no one, that feeling of when you just saw someone yell at their kid in public. and then the noise.
Did he say there's someone naked?
That's the parts that was getting me too.
A little early for people to be naked, I think.
I started to get
Bushes,
excited,
just run.
and then I realized he said it was a hag, and then he said something about furries, and that's not a good combo.
Okay, it's the accent, but I totally heard furries.
Furries?
I knew what you were saying, but that's what I heard.
No furries! Furries! What about scalies
Very
here?
Similar.
Oh dear.
Fairies.
Tara's got a thing for mammals, but not those sort of mammals.
Strictly
What sort of mammals then?
He banged a human in the last one.
strictly a primate.
Mammal?
Bella.
Primates. Them
So
hairless
weird.
apes.
I'm strictly a primate. Thank you.
Good to know. Anyway, she said, or he said something about fairies. That's the thing around here. I mean, given the name of this place, it makes sense. No. But, yeah.
Rhiannon, do you know anything about fairies or a naked hag?
I know that if you see any bushes walking around, then you run the other way. You're deceptively strong.
Bushes?
Moving bushes.
They usually shouldn't be around here, though. They're deep in the forest, those sorts of things.
Walking bushes.
Is that common around here?
Deeper in the forest, it's everywhere, but like she said, it shouldn't be around town.
Interesting.
I mean, commotion outside that seems unusual, like, there's a naked hag.
Roll perception.
Or, oh my god, there's a naked lady. Natural 20.
Alright.
I'm so glad I wasted it on this roll.
Really good at picking things up about nudity.
Apparently. When it comes to nudity.
Okay. You hear some conversation from outside. Since you're not too far from the door, you can hear it a little over the din. You hear in the lull of the conversation at the next table as they stop to eat. You hear some back and forth going outside. You catch the end of somebody saying something about, it's like, yes, but that boy said, and you hear a very gruff voice go like, I don't care about what some local children are talking about. We're not here for fairies or bushes. We're here for this. And you hear a rattling of paper and before the voices start to recede. But other than that, it just sounds like people are only reacting to a kid running through the streets yelling about a naked hag.
Apparently, bushes are a major concern around here. And I'm not referring to the naked hag.
Did the kid say a guard? Saw it as well. Maybe you should talk to the guard. Sounds like a fun way to pass the time, at least.
Drinking also sounds like a fun way to pass the time.
Also true.
Let me drink some more, and then we can go on a quest to find a naked hag. I will drink
Fine by
more.
me. Cheers to that. We will drink some more.
All right. I was going to wait until 8, but I'm going to call a brief break.
Perfect.
Because I need one.
I really need one. Okay.
All right. When we return, we will go looking for hag bush.
Bush hags! Not hag bush!
Sure, that's
By the
totally
way,
what I meant.
your image is frozen for me, and you look like that disgusted cat.
Are you?
Eating a banana.
She's frozen for me too, and it totally looks like the cat meme.
She's not frozen for me.
That's weird.
Okay, let me try. How about now?
Just loading now for me.
Now
Okay. Well, break anyway.
Break. All right, be right.
I'm gonna say 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe.
Alright.
And we are back. Why is my desktop audio not picking up? Someone say something. There it is.
Check, check. We're good.
Hello.
Check,
Good.
we're good. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Okay.
Hello?
Okay. Get my feet up, leaning over.
Yep.
Yep.
And if you need to take a few moments to chill out and breathe, no worries.
Yeah.
No worries, no pressure, no rush.
All right. So,
Cat. As we do.
who messaged what? I'll have to watch that later.
Okay.
I don't.
A
I
friend
can't.
sent it to me, so I figured we would appreciate it.
I'll watch it in a bit when I can lay down and.
Oh.
All right. We were buying one more round of drinks before
No.
Losing Olivia.
To get Blick.
Hello?
Tintlet would actually be abstaining because she has to perform later in the evening.
Right.
You can't be drunk
No.
again. Well, you can,
Drink,
but it's never
drink.
good.
Alright,
She's
so
having water, but she's pretending it's vodka.
There you go. That works.
Shots, 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 shots.
alright, so we were going to go after the hag that the kid saw. The naked hag. Or possibly talk to the guard who saw something as well.
Okay.
What are we going to do?
I guess the kid first, because he knows which guard it was, and we don't.
Sure.
Is he visible, or is he getting like a spanking in the back?
He was taken to the back. There were no
You
sounds of
just saw old
spanking.
Grandma Evans changing her clothes.
What?
There were no sounds of spanking.
Okay.
So are you going to go talk to the kid?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I feel like the mother might get angry at us if we
Yeah.
indulge him.
And she's a half orc. I mean, you know. Tempers. Is that racist
Wow.
again?
Right. Yeah. A little bit, but probably also valid. You know, don't want to get in trouble. Fine. I don't know, should we just wait and see if the
I
kid
don't
comes
know,
back out? You know?
Well, I guess
Haven't
we could
finished my
always
drink
ask
yet.
Ask?
about my charisma.
Yep, we could.
Or we could pretend
Sure.
we're looking for the bathroom. If they find us, if we could go in the bathroom and tell us not to.
Always a good ploy. I like this one.
We all going to try and use the bathroom at the
No.
same time?
No, one of us is going to go.
Okay. Because I was going to say the other
She
idea is not a good
suggested
one.
it. I think
Alright,
she should
alright.
go.
Let her do it.
I'm not getting my limbs ripped off by a half orc. Quite frankly.
Probably a good call.
Alright, so I guess I'm sneaking to the bag.
Are you sneaking? Or are you looking for the bathroom?
Oh yeah, I guess I'll just walk in. I mean, she's busy. She probably won't even notice me anyway. It's just my excuse.
She doesn't notice you. She is very busy. So you're going towards the back?
Yeah.
Alright. So as you... Hold on.
If we were gonna be sneaky, I could have done.
Could
Well,
you
I mean,
talk
if
to
you
a
wanna
child without
volunteer, you
scaring
could.
them?
That's a good point.
Alright, so you head to the back Tintlet, and I'm gonna reveal it now.
Hi, Katie.
As you come into the back, you see another fellow who does notice you. And he stops, barrel in hand, just looks like, can I help you?
Bathroom, please.
Okay, because of what he just rolled, I need you to do a, are you gonna, like, how are you gonna go about it? Are you flat out lying, or are you gonna actually walk towards the bathroom and back and see if you see the kid?
I'm just gonna walk to the bathroom and see if I can see the kid.
Alright, so... That's fine, then. he just...
Actually,
He looks you up and down for a second, like, it's just back there, and he's gonna point you this way. Let me adjust what color mine is. Yes, that way. Who's playing? Who's playing with the thing?
Me.
Okay.
I
Always
couldn't
me.
guess
I
that.
always play.
So as you're walking through the back, towards where you said the bathroom was, you see the rows and rows of barrels and casks. Smells very... there's definitely a smell of... You cannot smell any of the like typical canal or food smells that you were smelling outside because of the strong smell of alcohol in this room. Possibly from just the amount of barrels back here or the fact that someone may not have spilled one at some point. As you're heading back in the general direction of the bathroom.
Like good alcohol or like IPA?
There's the boy that you saw previously is kind of sullenly working in the corner, just like organizing sacks of grain and stuff, basic supplies. He looks up at you as you walk by and goes, and then keeps organizing.
Alright, so I go up to him. And how tall is he? He's probably really tiny.
He's not, he when you look at him, he looks like about a 12-year-old kid, but he's half-orc, so he's kind of tall, so let's say he's already hit about 5 feet. Is that how tall,
Okay.
tall 12-year-olds are?
It's kind of small for most 12-year-olds, but yeah.
It's tall here.
So I kneel down next to him and tell him, "Hello, I'm Tintlet. I am a extraordinary collector of very interesting local legends, and I heard you talking about the hag woman. That sounds very interesting. Do you mind telling me more?"
Roll persuasion.
Alright, how do I do that?
With a kid? Oh dear.
For reasons. What you're going to do is if you have your character sheet tab open,
You do?
you're going to go right over to... Hold on, let me open up a sheet so I can instruct you better. Alright, so your skills list.
Yep.
You're going to roll down your skills list till you see persuasion. Click on the plus number there. It'll roll digital dice for you and tell you what the result is.
A 7. Alright, it's a 7.
Well, he rolled a 2. So he is a little put off by how different you seem to most people he's used to by now. He's like, usually when travelers come to town, he tries to stay out of the way because his mother tells him that he's very good at bothering people. However, he is very excited about this topic that you have brought up. He really, really wants to tell you the story, so he's down with it. So he's like, I saw a hag in the woods. Mom doesn't want me to talk about it, but I saw it.
Did anyone else see it?
My friend Daniel did.
Who's Daniel?
Daniel's the butcher's son. He went down. He didn't come back with me because he's scared of my mom.
Understandable. Do you mind just telling me more about the hag? What does she look like? What part of the woods?
It was right down in the pardon me. I feel like all my characters stammer because I stammer.
Makes sense with an excited kid.
It was right down in the boggy part when we were walking around. We were gigging, and then we looked up and we just saw, just coming up out of the waters, this looked like this lady with like this pale skin, this long black hair, and the eyes were like, there was just like stuff coming down from the eyes, and she was just like coming at us, and I swear to God, when we ran away, she was laughing, but I saw it was like from here to here, and he points to the edge of the room over there. With like moss and stuff dripping all over, just like streaming water. It was. Well, my mom doesn't believe me, so please don't tell her that I told you about it. She told me not to talk about it to people. It gets the customers upset.
Don't worry, I have a nurse of skill. Are there any local legends, or is this the first time that hag's ever been mentioned?
Well, there's always been stories about hags, but usually they're way deep in the woods. No one's ever seen one this close. Stuff I worry about here is every now and then on long nights there's the wisps, they're like little lights that we're not supposed to follow. But that's not for a couple moons now.
So Liz writing this all down on some random like little sheet of paper that she found in her pocket just to seem more official. It's like a little like ragged scrap. It's definitely not like what a real scholar would use. And she has no idea how to end this conversation. She's like, well, that's very interesting. I will put you into our big tome of local legends.
You're writing a book?
Yes.
Oh, don't put my name. I didn't give you my name. You don't know my name.
It's alright, I won't. I'll put you in as anonymous.
I don't know what that means, but yes.
That's my name.
Did you know the Dragonborn told me that they also have hags where he's from, but they ski on snow.
Really? What's skiing?
Apparently, you tape large pieces of wood to your feet, and it lets you glide over the surface.
Wow.
Very, very fascinating. I've seen it myself.
We're gonna come back to this town next winter, and that kid's gonna die.
I don't know how that would work around here. When it gets winter around here, everything just kind of freezes over, and it's like just hard. We don't really get snow.
I'm sure ice and snow are similar enough. You could probably ski on it.
God.
Now the kid's gonna be dead.
And then I use myself to go use the restroom since I'm near it anyway. I thank you, the child, of course.
He goes back to sorting, seeming a little confused by the conversation, but happy that he got to talk about it.
Alright, so I rejoin my party. And I should basically tell them everything he's told me. Leaving out the parts about skiing, of course.
That sounds terrifying. Maybe we should go after this dreadful hag.
I actually want the rest of you to roll intelligence checks real quick.
What's the rest of you?
Other than Tintlet.
Just straight intelligence?
That's a 5.
Got a 9.
17.
I have a good intelligence score, but I rolled 2.
Alright.
So
So I am going to individually send you what you know.
Me? All of us.
All of you, what you know.
Send Rhiannon. Send Phi. You know nothing.
What did you say yours was again, Liv?
9.
I hate it because like the player knows stuff.
I know.
Uh,
It's frustrating because Tyr's also supposed to know a lot about the Fae too.
Casey's screen went crazy for me.
Really?
yeah,
Anybody
Yeah,
else?
frozen
notice
for
that?
me again.
Oh, give me one sec.
It's not frozen, but there's like a green flashing and it's gray.
That's what I've
now.
got. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, she's there.
Yay!
Oh, she's frozen on mine. Dang it.
Oh.
I'm gonna reset. Oh, no. Now she's loading.
How about now?
Good, Liv? 'Cause
No.
I'm
No. I'm gonna reset. Hold on, I think mine's messing.
Okay.
Well, it
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
sound
good
like a hag I know of, but I'm not that familiar with hags. Is what I've been
Thank
told.
you for that very intriguing information, DM. 17.
Okay. So knowing what you know,
That I know nothing about hags.
Sounds like a hag, but I can't think of any case where you'd get a hag coming this close to any sort of, easy sort of town. They're usually way out in the wilds.
Things drawing it here, or luring it here, or sending it here.
If that's the case, you got a lot to worry about because those things ain't good news.
Don't they
And,
eat babies or something?
Huh?
They eat babies or something?
They do eat babies. They're big time baby eaters. It's not good stuff. I told you, it's bad news to have a hag in town.
he's especially
having a baby
emphatic now that he's drunk.
Yeah.
Eaters!
Baby eaters. Olivia might also be a little tipsy tonight, so
Baby eaters!
baby eaters. Them and them furries, you gotta watch out for them. So.
I'm sorry, that's what I heard too. Anyway.
I mean, when you say fairies like that, it kind of sounds like furries anyway, so.
Alright, God, I hate I'm doing this again. I need 2 minutes. I'm gonna take my headphones out so I can hear you guys. I'm gonna mute my mic.
Okay. That's fine. I need to turn my thermostat down. It's warm in here now.
Alright,
It's warm in here.
I'll be right back.
No, it is not time. It is not time. You have 35 minutes. I'm not playing.